Welcome to our next video. We are going to walk you around the campground here at Warrior Path State Park.
And we're going to show you the trails. Well, some of them. We're not going to take you down any of them because it's still a little bit muddy. We'll get you a glimpse of the camp store here. And
behind us.
Yes, and I will show you the bathroom houses on all ends. And after a little bit, we'll take you through Duck Island and show you what they have down there too.
State Park is a state park in Northeast Tennessee, close to Colonial Heights and Kingsport, and it is mountainous.
Yes, it is. Some of it you got quite a bit of steep hills. Other parts of it you don't have nothing at all. But it is really nice and paved all the way through. Yeah.
Santee was not paved all the way through.
No, we've had some rough times with some of the other places that we parked at. But they've actually done pretty good here. Everything is paved.
One thing I will say about the main campground here is it is not big rig friendly.
No.
All the spots are rather small. Some of them are level, some are not.
Yeah, you got some that are really, really nice, deep.
Oh, that was steep.
Then you have others where it looks like you might be able to fit a small car in them. Maybe big enough for a tent. But you never know.
This campground is separated A, B, C, D. I don't really understand why. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Breathing heavy after radiation yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, and all of the spots here all have a grill, a campfire ring, and picnic tables.
All the spots in this campground are also electric and water, no sewer.
Yeah, there is another section of the campground a little bit further up the road that is full hookup.
Not near as nice.
Yeah, it looked to be mainly a gravel.
However, that one is big rig friendly.
Yes, it is.
There are 2 dump stations in this campground. One up by the camp store and one in the rear.
Yeah, some of these spots.
This one is a nice spot.
Some of these are really big.
And seasonally, excuse me, you have a really good view. But if everything was green and leafed out, I don't know that you'd be able to see the water.
Yeah, right now with it.
This is A6.
Yes, right now you got a good view that you can actually overlook the lake here and down towards Duck Island. And it's really nice out here for today.
It is very nice today.
I think our temperatures have reached about 65.
Mm-hmm. However, opposite of it is A7, and as you can see, there's not much room for more than a tent.
Yeah, you might be able to get your car in there, maybe a tent, and that's about it. And some of these other spots here are not big at all.
A9 is just weird. It's all gravel.
Yeah, your whole lot is gravel there, and your spot big enough for a vehicle.
Yeah, small vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't even think the van would fit there.
Maybe a van. Car.
You would have to. I don't know that you could back up far enough without hitting the electric box.
It's hard to say with that one.
Unless you came at it kind of sideways, then it would work.
Yeah, some of these are nice, and others look like it'd be a nightmare trying to get in and out of.
This is another one. It's plenty wide, but it's not very long. However, if you came at it this way, you could fit a small camper. Be careful going out the door though, because boom!
Yeah, wrong step and you'd be off the side, tumbling down the hill. I'm sure a tree might catch you before you get down to the bottom.
Yeah. At that point, I don't know if you'd want to be caught or not.
Yeah, some of the spots are just really wide, short.
This would be a good tent one because you could do 2 vehicles and a tent, or potentially even 2 tents. I don't know much about fitting anything larger than that. The van would fit. You could back in that way or that way, but not much bigger than a van. An A15. Whew. Trying to get into that and then be somewhat level.
Yeah, it's a little...
That'd be a nightmare.
A little rough there. It's just some of these spots are made for a small car and maybe a tent.
But where would you put a tent?
Say over by the...
By the picnic table?
Yeah. It's just not one that I would actually...
I wouldn't choose it. And if you're tent camping, that one's awfully far from either bathroom too.
Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of both bathrooms. And some of these spots are decent. Others are, what in the world were they thinking?
Yeah. Well, and like these two, if you were like a group, might be okay, but there's nothing level.
Yeah, you're kind of going slanted downhill.
So I wouldn't want a tent.
No, there's not really space for a tent.
I mean, there is on this one because you could put your car on one piece of the concrete and the tent on the other. But that one, I don't know if there's room.
You could probably do truck camper, van, yeah. Something like that.
Oh, truck camper, that'd be good. This is another wide.
Yeah, wide, and you got a nice view of the lake. Don't know how much of that you might be able to see when it's finally bloomed with the trees. I mean, you might still be able to see a little bit of it, but yeah, some of these.
This one is at least kind of long. However, during the summer, I imagine it would be a little bit annoying because of the playground right behind it.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a pain with kids hollering, screaming, running around,
playing, etc. Now, A22, we have seen, it was probably a 36 foot.
I say probably close to that.
And a trailer and a car in this spot. They used up all the space.
But they managed to get it all in there.
But they managed it.
And then some of these other spots are...
This one's not too bad.
Big.
It's pretty level.
Level. This area, you can actually fit quite a bit in here, which wouldn't be bad. And we've camped here several times now.
Yeah.
Usually a week or two at a time.
Yeah.
And we've enjoyed every single time that we've been here.
This is the third time. The first time was only for a couple of days.
Yeah, and I think it rained both days that we were here.
The entire time. But it was warm. It was in March. These sites, I think, are nice in that they are kind of private. There's only 2 back here, and then the dump station and access to one of the trails, and that's it.
Yeah, this area is actually a nice little area because like you are really kind of by yourself back here. Now this right here is one of the trails that they got in here.
Lake Trail. And it just kind of goes down to the lake and kind of loops around and connects to the other side of this campground and the fishing pier, and then goes up by the old pool.
Yeah, most of these trails we've only done very little on them. It's usually been a little bit muddy.
Well, we did the one by the golf course once. That is quite the hike.
Yes, that is. That was a rough, pretty much straight up the mountainside. And most days you can come out here, especially in the evening times.
Yeah, around 4.
There you can find deer.
A whole herd of deer.
Yeah, and we've only seen the buck once while we were here and haven't seen it since.
Yeah. Lots of squirrel and birds, though.
And woodpeckers are all over the place. And they range in all sizes.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen one that looked like he had to be probably 1.5 feet, 2 foot tall.
Yeah, that was a big one.
And I know he's been out here for quite some time.
And that is the end of the A section of the campground. We are heading next to this end of the campground's bathhouse and section B. The first site we're going to come to is a handicap site, and it is all gravel and completely level.
Yeah, and easily accessible for the bathroom with a ramp that goes right to it.
Yeah. That, for reference, is site B28.
And you got your picnic table tucked over there on the back corner. Your grill, fire ring.
Here we'll veer off and show you this end of the campground's bathhouse.
And a little bit closer look at the playground.
I do like this bathhouse because it's all in the same room. They're all virtually the same.
Yeah.
This is the handicap.
You got your toilet. And over here on this side here, you got your shower. There's a bench. You got your sink, hand dryer. And now there's not very big, but it gets right down to what you need.
And then here is another handicap. It looks almost exactly the same.
So here's
the campground playground.
Yeah, it's not very big.
The state park itself also has another playground. Daryl's something or another is the name of it. And it's one of the all-inclusive playgrounds, and it's huge. We may or may not show you that because I don't want to film other people's children. So if it's not busy. And then these mirror those on the other side.
Yep, basically the same exact kind of look. And I've got 4 total on this building. That's how it looks for today and how it feels. You wouldn't have never thought that we had snow
a week ago? Maybe a little over.
2 weeks ago. Making it really difficult to really get around in here, although that people were in and out, in and out, in and out.
Far more than I would have thought. Excuse me.
This one here is a
B34. Probably one of my favorite sites.
It's got a little drop down where you go to the picnic table and
yeah, it's a very large site and it's mostly level.
Yeah, and it's really peaceful, I say, in the summertime with everything bloomed. That'd probably be a really quiet spot.
Here's another connector to that lakeshore trail.
Yeah, this one here just kind of has steps that goes right on down, right up against the lake.
We're coming up on B37, and I would strongly advise against this one.
Yes.
While it looks nice, if it rains even a little bit, it floods.
Yeah, the slightest amount of rain, and it floods all the way out here, all the way across here, and about halfway up.
Yeah,
it is not a very good spot at all. If you come in, try to avoid this one at all cost.
Plus you have the same playground issue, which maybe would be a non-issue for you if you have kids.
Yeah, that puts you really, really close to it. So if you have kids, that'd be perfect for them. Just check the weather to see if it's actually going to be bad or not. And some of these other spots are pretty decent. They're deep.
Yeah, B is definitely, in my opinion, better than A. But A has more water view than B.
Yes, and A, you can actually fit a little bit bigger size rigs.
You mean B? A is up there.
Yeah, that's where we saw some of the...
Oh, that longer rigs. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we did see...
Yeah, these are all kind of short.
A couple weeks ago while we were here, somebody had a big old bus camper. So I know that they are able to get them in there. And I say this little spot here at B44 would be nice and shady during the summertime, because it's got quite a bit of shade already.
Here it kind of splits off.
You kind of have...
You take one way or the other.
Then you got a spot up there, spots right in. Right there, the rest of your spots. And this area is where it kicks over into C.
C46 is actually a pretty long site. But then you have to climb up to the picnic table or any of that. And it's not wide enough to put your own stuff out here, I don't think.
spots are long, stretched out.
Well, if you came at this one like some of those other ones and just parked this way rather than backing in, you could fit a decent sized rig there.
You've got some of these spots where they're not completely level.
Yeah, you'd need some leveling blocks for this one for sure. The tree roots, yeah. The electric hookup is way back there too. Yeah, it's fairly deep. Nice view.
150 ain't too bad either.
This one, yeah, this is tent site, I think, because that's a funky one. C57 is another handicap site.
And it's pretty decent size.
It is pretty decent size. I will say, like, kind of far from a bathroom if you need it. C59 is not bad. I just hate the speed bump in it.
Yeah, we don't know why there's a speed bump in it, but it is. Just odd with the speed bump.
Same with C61 with the speed bump.
There's a speed bump in there too. Don't ask us. That's the only two spots that we've actually seen the speed bump.
C62 looks like a pretty level one.
Yeah, that's not bad either.
And a nice water view. Then there's us in C63.
And so far we've been looking up to get that spot every time that we come in.
Yeah, it's fairly level and it's fairly large and it's close to the bathroom.
We have pesky for your stuff.
Oh yeah. Then it loops again. This is still C though. C73, I don't know why they numbered that one 73, is another handicap site. These ones, some of them in this loop, get even smaller than those in A, like C65.
Yeah, they're not really big enough to do much with. You might get a car in there.
Car and a tent, but it'd have to be a rather small car and a real small tent. Great views from this one.
Yeah, you get some excellent views overlooking the lake here.
This might be the river on this side.
Possibly.
Although the trail is called Lakeview, but it's Holston River. C67 is fairly deep, but definitely, yeah.
They'd be ready to have leveling blocks.
What I don't like about those on the inner loop of these is that you kind of share that whole yard space because they're close.
Yeah, quite a bit.
This is another one, C69, where it's not really big enough for anything.
No, it's a small spot.
No, that one's not bad. This one's not bad. It's just not real wide.
Kind of narrow.
Yeah.
Loop here.
Main bathhouse.
Main bathhouse. Little picnic kind of area. Pavilion light. And on the front there you got your
Men's and women's bathrooms, and on the back side are individual showers.
got 4 on this over here. There are 4 on the other building on the back side,
And 2 behind it.
which right now they've got 2 on the very back closed.
I think seasonally, because I mean there's what, 12 campers in here maybe?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot camping, and every so often you just get people coming through that will pull in, use the bathroom, and then be on their way.
And a lot of people who just drive through, which I thought was kind of weird. I've never just driven through a campground I wasn't staying at. The women's has 3 stalls and 2 sinks. But otherwise looks exactly the same.
Right now they don't have anything. That goes.
Here's the regular shower.
They're not really big or anything.
No, they're not really big.
Nothing crazy about the shower heads.
No, but the water pressure is pretty decent and the temperature is pretty decent.
And they're kind of for all of these right in here. They all got the same.
Yeah, the handicap one. Is it different? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's no wall. Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, it just opens completely up. So then if you got your stuff in here, it's going to be...
It's going to get wet because it almost gets wet with the wall.
Yeah. And then there's 2 more on the back side. Right now they are closed.
This is, I guess you're supposed to go the other way.
I think that's good.
I was like, this is weird. Oh, yeah. They're both handicap. Yeah.
There's the main bathhouse, shower houses.
You can access it from the stairs, or there is a ramp.
Like a ramp that you can run on up and up to the stairs.
Hey. Seasonally. April? Question mark? Hello. Honestly, the camp host spot is kind of the worst because it's always in the sun. Or much grassy area. Which maybe when the trees are bloomed, might produce some shade. And then this last loop takes us to D. It has its own bathhouse. And there's what, maybe 12 spots back here? I can't remember.
Yeah. There's some.
Also, sorry, the fishing pier for campers is down here. And the boat dock.
Some of the spots lead towards that. And it is definitely a downhill.
And then an uphill.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a pretty cardinal. Hey, gone. Okay, so there's more back here than I thought.
Somebody's dog.
Chasing the squirrels. That's not a bad spot. It is pretty level and it's fairly wide. Decently deep. However, you're really close to D76. Yeah.
Those spots here ain't too bad.
Yeah. If you can hang off a little bit, this one's not bad. If you're bigger.
Yeah.
And if you do just so, you might not even need leveling blocks.
You manage to get your wheels just right. You okay?
They've been doing some slight improvements to these last two. I think mainly fallen trees.
It looks like fallen trees, look like some earth movement.
I don't know that I would choose D78 right now. It doesn't really look like they're done.
No.
It's pretty tore up.
Quite a bit of work still needs to be done. D79, it isn't bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not a really long one, so it just depends on your rig size.
Well, and you are right here at the boat dock. However, there's no parking down here, so I don't think it would be too busy.
Where trail comes out at.
Yeah, Lake Shore Trail. And then it's the beginning of another couple trails.
Okay, now we're going to head up to sites 80 to 94 and show you what the sites look like up here.
On the left is the outdoor chapel, though in the times that we've been here on Sundays, I've never seen anything happening, but we've always been here in the off season.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that there's something that starts up probably as soon as spring starts. I say April, when most of the events actually start to go on.
This bathhouse, we won't bother going in. It's the same as the one in the back. On the left again is the way up to the hammock campground.
Yeah, we'll take you up there once we circle all the way around.
The parking for that, though, is the parking lot for the old pool. This access is just for them to use the bathroom and the dumpster. D80 and 81 both are not sites that I would personally choose. 80, I suppose, would be okay for tent camping, but you have to park here.
Yeah, you got to park here, and then you got to walk down to get to your picnic table, and that could probably be a good camping spot to set up a tent, but definitely not nothing that we would like to do.
80 just, I don't know, 81 feels narrow, and it's not really long.
No, and it's
right up against the bathroom, and it just feels like your neighbors are very close in this section.
And that tree is pretty close to that.
Yeah, so if you had slide outs, you'd really have to manage that.
Site 82 here
isn't bad, but is kind of on top of 84.
Yeah, and it's not big at all. Definitely nothing I would recommend.
However, 84 obviously fits a decent size rig.
Yeah, that is pretty big. D85 isn't bad.
Yeah, not something I would choose because, again, these ones just feel very on top of each other.
Yeah, and again, from up here, you do have a view of the lake, which ain't bad at all.
I think it's the river.
It might be the river, hard to say. I mean, it may connect.
There's both, so yeah.
And these spots through here aren't too bad. I've made that fit.
I always kind of thought D was a little more private, but there's been more people up here this day than
the previous.
Yeah, well, and then our, in the other sections.
Yeah.
'90 is kind of a mirror image of that other one, where you have to park here, but there's less.
You got less of a space here. You go right up against a speed bump before you kind of drop off, and then you have to walk down the stairs to get to your picnic table, grilling, and campfire ring.
I imagine if someone was a camper was in '89, you would need to move for them to leave.
To leave and get set up. Spot number D91 here kind of dips down a little bit.
Yeah, so does 92.
And 92, same thing. It has a dip in the middle, so just be ready for that.
They're both a little longer though.
Yeah. D93 is actually somewhat level.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And it looks like you might have to use maybe some blocks on the
don't know why
far side.
Sorry, why there's a speed bump when you're going uphill. because it's one way around the loop. So
Yeah.
that seems a bit silly.
And D94 is handicap, and it is a really nice, big, level space in there.
The thing is, we're a wheelchair user. It's gravel. All the handicap sites are gravel.
Yeah, which don't make any sense at all, but that's how they got it set up.
Behind this site is the path to the old pool, which is also the the parking for the hammock camping.
Yeah, which is sad about the pools being all closed. But there's, I guess, all pools have been closed.
As long as there was another way to play in the body of water at Tennessee state parks.
Yeah, and of course here, when you're over in Duck Island, there is an area that you can get into the water from there.
Well, and there's the boat docks, so.
Yeah. And this path here is where hammock camping is.
Which is not something I would ever want to do.
No, it does not seem like my type of thing.
No, but people who love it. More power to them. I will tent camp, and we have several times.
Yes.
But just the hammock is not for me.
No, I like to be able to actually have cover above my head. It's a little bit of an uphill coming from down below. But they got some nice big posts all in the ground, different areas for all the hammocks. We got picnic table, bench, grill. I got a fire pit.
I will say I like these fire rings better.
Yeah, they actually look cooler. And I'm not too sure how many places that you can actually hang your hammock at or anything, but they got several tables sitting around, so that ain't too bad. And all of that in the back there, now there's the parking lot for used to be the pool.
Yeah, which is the parking for here now. I don't know if they have plans for the old pool or not. Some state parks have torn them down. Some, they're still just standing there empty.
And as of right now, they're just using this one as storage.
Yeah, some of the paddle boats are in the fenced area.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're ever going to do anything else.
I will say, I feel like this sign needs to be further down because it makes it look like the dumpster is behind us.
Yes.
And it's not. It's you can see it from here. It's in front of us.
Yes, it'll throw you off a little bit if you're not paying attention.
Well, if everything were green, you couldn't see it from here.
No, once it grows out, you won't be able to see much of anything.
Overall, we really like Warriors Path State Park. The campground has some things that are not our favorite and some things that we really like.
Yeah, there's quite a bit here that you can do. A lot of good walking trails, paved roads, which is nice.
Yeah.
And really nice and quiet out here.
It is quiet.
And wildlife is everywhere.
There's also a golf course, a marina, horseback riding trails, and mountain biking trails.
Yeah, and they're all not too far from here.
Yeah, they're all pretty easily accessible. One of the things I don't like is there's no laundry.
Yeah, you have to go elsewhere to get laundry done, which ain't very far from here. It's only a couple miles for the closest. Or if you actually like to be able to get a washer and a dryer, hit about 5 or 6 miles the opposite direction back into town, and you can have a lot easier time washing your clothes. But we will have a separate video for the rest of the park here for Duck Island, the playground, and we may even try to get a little bit of the other RV full hookup spots recorded for you also.
Thanks for watching.
We've got ice and snow for where we are. And this here is what it all looks like. Road is covered a little bit. Picnic tables are covered. We've got the lake up on the side. And on our little area, we only got just us and one other camper. Back on that back side, we've got a few more, but today is not a day to go and check that out. We've got the camp store in the back distance here, which today is Sunday, so they're supposed to be open, but they are not open for today. We have seen the ranger come by quite a few times. There is the back side of the campground for where we're at, but there is nobody over in that area right now. Can't really blame them. We had one band that was over in this section here for last night, left out this morning. Walkway here is covered in snow. Little pavilion here. Our van, the neighbor, cute little mini RV. It is foreign. Looks like that we've been the only ones walking up towards the bathroom for today. But it is very cold. And I'm glad that the snow ice has stopped for now. We didn't have any plans going out for today. Took care of everything that we needed to yesterday. We've got the lake right here in the background. Really nice campground. It's just cold right now. A little bit better look at that foreign RV. I want to say imported Japanese. And then our little camp spot here. Had a few people other than the ranger going in and out. We don't have no need to go anywhere. So we're keeping it parked. At least for the next few days. And hopefully that all this snow doesn't mess up the canopy. Our camp chairs underneath didn't get really much snow on them. And our back end storage. And the van don't really look like it's been touched at all now. Most of the snow is melted off, so that is nice. I think it's only like 27 degrees right now. And up on the hill up there, right about in there, the last few nights we had a tent camper up there. They left out early this morning before the snow started. That is something I will not do. But overall, this here is a nice little camp area.